I was sitting alone in my room the other day when I had a strange thought. How can I really be sure that anything else exists outside of my own mind? I mean, I can see, hear, touch, taste, and smell things in the world around me. But aren't all of my sensations just my brain's interpretation of electrical signals and chemicals? When I dream at night, my senses conjure up vivid worlds and scenarios that feel totally real, even though they're just fabrications of my sleeping mind. So how do I know I'm not just dreaming all the time? This line of thinking led me down a philosophical rabbit hole to the idea of solipsism, the view that your own mind is the only thing you can be certain exists. Anything outside of your subjective experience is questionable. Other minds, the external world, even the passage of time itself, could all just be an elaborate illusion conjured up for your solitary benefit. Wild, right? Solipsism has its roots in Descartes' famous statement, "I think, therefore I am." Descartes realized that he could doubt the existence of his body and the world, but he could not doubt the existence of the mind doing the doubting, his mind. This unshakable truth became the foundation for his whole philosophy. But Descartes was no solipsist. He believed in an external reality and other minds. It was only the most radical of thinkers who took his logic to the extreme and proposed that only the self definitely exists. Still, solipsism is a heady concept to wrap your mind around. Just think, if it's true, then every person you've ever met, your family, friends, teachers, even strangers on the street, they're all just figments of your imagination. The whole vast cosmos with its billions of galaxies could be no more real than a dreamscape. It's a lonely prospect being the sole sentient being in existence, yet it's remarkably difficult to conclusively disprove solipsism. Any evidence you find for an external reality could just be your mind playing tricks on you. Other people sure seem to have rich inner lives like your own, but how can you really know they experience thoughts and feelings the way you do? Their inner experiences are fundamentally unknowable to you. Some solipsists take the assumption even further and deny even the existence of their own bodies. George Berkeley, an 18th century empiricist, claimed that only the mind and its ideas have true reality. The external world, including one's physical form, is just collections of ideas in the mind. Radical indeed, perhaps the strongest counter to solipsism comes from neuroscience and psychology. Studies indicate that our sense of self is not some ethereal substance separate from the physical brain. Rather, it's the product of specific regions and processes in the brain that can be altered by damage and disease. For instance, Alzheimer's patients lose their memories and sense of identity as key areas of their brains degrade. If the mind was truly an immaterial thing, why would its functioning depend so heavily on the health of a physical organ? But solipsists have rebuttals to neuroscience too. Maybe the apparent links between brain states and mental states are just part of the illusion. Or perhaps it's not my brain at all, just an idea of a brain that I'm observing. There's seemingly no evidence that could definitively disprove solipsism if you take it to the extreme. So where does that leave us? Should you start doubting the existence of everyone and everything around you? Is solipsism a groundbreaking new truth or just a pointless mind game? Well, while solipsism is logically possible, that doesn't make it very useful. At the end of the day, you have to live your life and interact with the world, whether it's real or not. Even hardcore solipsists like Descartes didn't become hermits or deny reality altogether. The radical doubt is mostly a thought experiment. And pragmatically, the existence of other minds similar to yours best explains all the intelligent behavior you see around you. People act in complex ways you couldn't predict, not like characters following a script, and you have your own inner world of sensations and emotions, so isn't it sensible to assume others do as well? We should operate based on reasonable assumptions, not extreme unlikely possibilities. Occam's razor states that the simplest explanation is usually the right one. Is it simpler that there just happens to be billions of independently functioning brains like yours, or that your brain is single-handedly simulating every single person in convincing detail? The former seems far more plausible. But that doesn't mean embracing a little solipsistic thinking now and then can't be beneficial. Recognizing the limitations of your subjective point of view can make you more humble and open-minded when encountering other perspectives. Some Eastern philosophies teach a non-dual approach, where the divisions between self and other blur. Appreciating that isolation is an illusion can foster empathy and connection with your fellow humans, and conceptually deconstructing the world around you through solipsism might just make you appreciate it that much more when you return to it. Like a mental palate cleanser, it wipe away your assumptions so you can view life anew in all its weird imperfection. So don't drive yourself mad trying to prove or disprove solipsism. Don't withdraw from the world around you, but do let your mind wander now and then. Contemplate how you can really know what you know. What is the self? Does it extend beyond your physical form? How certain are you of the existence and experiences of others? What even are the basic properties of this reality we find ourselves in? Big questions with no definitive answers. But exploring them just might give you a fresh outlook on life when you resurface. After all, a little philosophical imagination never hurt anyone. And who knows, maybe through such cosmic contemplation, you'll unlock the secrets of the universe, or rediscover the rich diversity of a world that exists beyond yourself alone.